Morning, boys and girls. It's Saturday, the 9th of February, 2019. Good morning, and welcome to this morning's United Kingdom talk on another not bad out. I had the window open last night, the whole night. You were hoping to break in, weren't you, eh? And do bad things. But I had the window open all last night. It's just not cold, is it? Huh? I even come back from the car, like in my shirt, and I didn't have my pineapple jacket on, which this morning, now I've literally just changed my jacket. I had like the cream-coloured one on, and then I see on your messaging systems, on the message, that Adrian says, good pineapple morning. So I think he wanted me to wear this. So I'm wearing this for you today, Adrian. All that abuse that I suffer from you here while I'm doing the show and that. But this morning I have put the pineapple jacket on, especially for Adrian. Now this appears... This is the jacket that's actually got more comments than any other as I'm walking through the millions of people that attend karaoke nights. This is the one that... Oh, I like your jacket, Chris. And it's one of the cheapest. It's about 15 quid this was. That's all it was. Amazing, really. Talking of the weather, have you seen the weather forecast for the next 2 weeks? I can't believe we've come through this winter pretty unscathed, don't you think? I mean, last week, 2 days of snow. That's it. That's it. It's been a little bit cold some of the time, but nothing to write home. I can't believe how warm it is. All right, we're not in bikini weather. Don't start. I think Ray is with us this morning. Ray Reynolds, I think Ray's with us this morning. If you're there, Ray, don't get your bikini out yet. I'm not saying it's put the bikini lay in the garden type weather yet. No, not like that. But certainly, it's not cold. It's not cold. And I've just had a look. I sort of, as I got up this morning, I wondered, how long is this going to go on for? This tepid weather. Tepid weather. Look at this. The next 2 weeks here in Bracknell. Okay? I'll give you the maximums and the minimums. Maximums will be daytime, sort of about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, okay? So today, 11 degrees. I'm going to do your centigrade this morning. I know. 11 degrees this morning. Tomorrow, 7, okay? Monday, no, I was going to do your minimums as well, wasn't I? Today, 11 and 6. So 6 is like middle of the night, 2 o'clock in the morning, okay? Sunday, 7 and 2. Monday, 9 and freezing. Tuesday, 11 and 3. Wednesday, 10 and 1. Thursday, 10 and 1. Friday, 11 and 2. Next Saturday, 9 and 3. Sunday, 8 and 3. Monday the 18th, 8 and 3. And it goes on. It doesn't drop below 8 degrees. Centigrade, that is. It's unbelievable. Even like in the middle of the night, you would expect this time of sort of year to be somewhere in the minuses. But the lowest it goes down to, according to the BBC weather forecast, is 0. And some people say there's no global warming. There absolutely is, I'm telling you now. We are coming towards the end of winter now. And we can have some very dodgy Februaries, but not according to that. We've come... I can't believe it. It makes me very happy that I've put the heating on. I've turned it down a little bit. Now, I have found, since moving back into the house, I'm getting very hot in here, and I think that's what's affecting my sleeping a little bit. I'm just waking up too hot. So I've turned the heating down to about 17 degrees now, which is probably a little bit cold for most of you, but I'm happy with that. About 17 degrees, and I've set it now to come on less than what it was doing. So we'll see how that goes. My bill, my gas/electric bill, is now £199.89 in credit. So I don't know what's going to go on there. Outfox the Market. I'm obviously paying. They must have worked out the monthly, because supposed to pay the same amount every month. So I don't know if they've worked it out incorrectly or something, but they mucked about with that for a couple of months. Outfoxthemarket.com I'm with. And a few months ago, they decided to change the way that we do the direct debits. So instead of paying the same amount the whole year, they wanted to charge us a bit more in the winter and a bit less in the summer. Well, what's the point of that? Might as well just charge the same amount all the way through. And of course, they started it at the higher level, not the lower level. So now I'm now £200 in credit now on the electric bill. Thank you. We'll have some of that back quickly. Do I email them or something like that? I mean, if we were just starting winter now and it was £200 in credit, I'd probably think, I'll leave that there because it'll probably go. But no, it's still going up a little bit every month, how much I'm in credit. Madness, really, isn't it? So that's good news, not using as much gas or anything like that. And it is the gas that puts it up. Now, I was talking to the priest at the church the other day about heating and that. Now, in the church I go to, they've got like the blow air heating. And he was saying to me, it's very quick to come on, so you turn it on. He said, but the problem is it's constantly pushing this air through its system and it comes out from holes in the floor. The moment it goes on, it starts getting cold again. And he said it's actually the gas bills in the church that are really expensive in comparison to the electricity bills. But that's just how it is. So good news on the old weather there. Now, who's with us this morning? Shall we go straight to messages this morning? Let's go straight to messages. Good morning to, I'll start with you. Oh, is no one on YouTube? No one on YouTube this morning. Okay. Over on Facebook Live, the delightful, delectable, very beautiful queen of all of the Isle of Wight, Shania, is in the house. Good morning, Shania. First message of the day from the delightful Shania. Good morning to you, Shania. Hope it's nice and warm on the Isle of Wight as well. Extended holiday season. You could do an extended holiday season over there, couldn't you? Morning to Chris Manzar. Good morning, Chris. Hello, Chrissy baby. All right. Adam the plumber. Good morning, Adam. No work for you. No frozen pipes. Have you? There's no one's getting frozen pipes. Adrian Richardson. Good pineapple morning. Especially for you today, Adrian. This, look. Just on for you this morning. Good morning to Mr. Ray Reynolds, who is indeed with us today. Diane Jebb, good morning. Raman, very good mornings to Raman, who loves the jacket as well. Thank you, sir. It's nice, isn't it? You can get this from a company called Rosegal, Rosegal, rosegal.com, who are in China. I am still waiting for one of my jackets that I ordered, so I need to chase that up. So I'm glad you like it. Mornings to the lovely Michael Lawrence, who turned up at last at the karaoke last night and set himself up quietly in a corner in the pub, who says, thanks for a good night last night. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Michael. I'm so pleased he didn't sing. He was quite happy to sit there and watch, but we had some talented singers in there last night. Talented singers, led, of course, by the great Maureen, who texts in this morning. Good morning to you, Maureen. She popped up last night, one of her Friday night visits with sandwiches and crisps for me, which were gratefully received and chomped away at around, I think I had just sandwiches about 10:30 last night, wasn't it? So we had some great singers in a fantastic night last night. Lots of new faces now coming on a Friday. There really are. And packed. I got there early. No, what time did I get there? It took me 2 hours to get to work. I know, from here. It's only 35 miles. That's all it is. I hate coming from here, going to there. It's better coming from the north than it is from the west of London. It really is. But after getting there 2 hours, and I got there around about 20 to 8, quarter to 8, there was no one there. There's about 5 people sitting in there. And the manager last night, which changed half, that sometimes happens to me, the manager changes halfway through the night. The day one comes off and the night one comes on. That was Jordan, who I get on with like a house on fire. He thinks the same as me. You know, isn't it funny how we kind of surround ourselves with people that think the same as us? We don't really want to be involved with people who don't think alike us. Do you know what I mean? And Jordan thinks quite like me. And he came up, he says, well, I hope it's going to get busier than this tonight. He said, do you remember last week? Because last week it was packed. And I said, yeah. I said, last week, a lot of people only sung 3 times. Well, within about half an hour, they poured in last night. And lots and lots, again, of new faces. A lot of younger faces coming now on a Friday night as well. Sometimes you would think that younger people would be wanting to be out sort of getting drunk and dancing all night long. No, they come to the karaoke. And I try and fit everyone in as much as possible. By 10 o'clock, and remember, so we start 8:30 until midnight on a Friday night. by 10 o'clock, we were full up with songs. I couldn't take any more. Much to the disappointment of people coming in later. But that's just how it is, unfortunately. We were absolutely chock-a-block with songs. And before you say, perhaps you shouldn't let people sing 4 times. Let me tell you, no one sung last night more than twice. That was it. It was that busy. No, even the people that came in at 8:30, Maureen was one of them. She comes very early. Who else came in early last night? Somebody wasn't too, funnily enough, there wasn't too many of the regulars in last night. They were like new people. I'm just trying to think who else it was last night. Lady Phoenix, David, of course, and no one sung more than twice last night. It was that busy. Fantastic night, and Michael was there, but decided to watch, didn't you? Everyone, if you don't want to sing, that's fine. You can watch, which we observe with your beady eye. That's it, Michael. Hello to Juan, says, I love the green locomotive. Oh, this one. How can you see that from here? Where is it? Oh, that's the Flying Scotsman. Very, very famous train. Flying Scotsman, Hornby. That's got to be 16, 26, 36. That's about 40 years old, that engine. Yeah, I don't even know if it would go if I put it on the electrical track, whether it would go or not. We like electric trains. We do like electric trains. Juan, how long have you been? How long have the winter seasons of England been lasting? What, this year? Well, it didn't start. Didn't start. We've had a couple of cold days, maybe 3 or 4 cold days together, and then it warms up again. We haven't had a winter. End of. Simple as that. Good morning to Martin Edwards. Morning, Martin. There we are. We're through there. There's Ray Reynolds. Oh, Ray's on there as well this morning. Ray's on the YouTube as well. Are you testing out my YouTube messages? Thank you, Ray. You're very kind to me, darling. Okay. Don't forget, you can text in as well if you want to. It's 07551 259 675 is the text number. Okay. 07551 259 675. I got a phone call actually from the estate agent. No, not from the estate agent. From the managing agents of one of the blocks that I've got a flat in. On Thursday, I meant to tell you this, and there's been a leak apparently from the flat upstairs. Now, the one upstairs is the one that I've just had done up, so someone has done something wrong in there. Fortunately, because I pay the estate agent to look after that, I simply go, oh no, you will need to speak to your estate agent, and then they deal with it all directly and that. But so obviously someone's made a little bit of a cock up there, haven't they? Or a muck up. Sorry, is that all right to say that? Yes, I think someone's made a bit of a cock up in the bathroom, I think, and there must be a leaky, because where the leak is coming from downstairs, which is not my flat, it's coming from my flat, and that's directly below the bathroom. So something needs to be sorted out there. I haven't heard anything else from them, strangely enough. I better send them an email and say, did you get a call from? Mind you, they would have called back if there was a problem, wouldn't they? I suppose, something like that. I didn't get to the swimming pool yesterday. We went to Asda instead. Me and my mate went to Asda in Winnersh. Michael works in Asda, actually. I quite like Asda. I think that's probably my second favourite supermarket. I like Waitrose the best, but I don't go there much anymore. Basically, it's not so much some price either. It's because it's out of the way. You know, for me to go to Waitrose, if I want to do a big shopping, I've got to take a basket. My nearest supermarket is Aldi. Or I've got like a mini supermarket, the Co-op, which is just a couple of minutes walk away. But my nearest supermarket is Aldi. And again, I can walk to that one. So that's where I tend to do most of my shopping nowadays. And it's dirt cheap. But Asda is probably my second favourite supermarket. I quite like it in there. I think the prices in there are pretty good. And they've just got everything, haven't they? Well, I suppose you could say that for most of the supermarkets, but everything. And you've got a very large vegetarian section. I've noticed in all these supermarkets now, the vegetarian sections are getting bigger and bigger. Have you noticed that? There's loads and loads of stuff there. So we went there, and then we came back here and we watched episode 2 of Netflix of Night Flyers. Now, I've watched 2 of them so far, and I'm still not into it. So I'll give it another couple, and I might abandon that series. It's not hooking me in for some reason. And it's a bit Star Trek-y, Star Wars-y type thing. But one thing they did have last night was this little spider robot. Oh, which was fantastic. And it would kill people. Little spider robot. It's got like 4 like lasers on the top. and then it goes, zzz, and it goes, the laser blasts out, and it cuts someone in half. Ah, I want one of those. When people piss me off at the karaoke, I just say, okay, get that one, and they go, and it cuts you in half. Well, you know those things around the corner, don't you? All these robots are just waiting to take over. It won't be much longer now. Millions of people are going to lose jobs. I would imagine sort of law people and people like that, where someone at this moment is trying to program a big computer somewhere which says, I don't know, maybe divorce. What is a reason for divorce? He tried to kill me, or something like that. And then it would look at all the reasons and, okay, divorce granted. And then just do it. No one has spoken to you. It'll all be digital. I mean, look at the speed cameras now. There's no one in an office somewhere. I don't think there's anyone in an office somewhere. I might be wrong. Putting a bit of paper in an envelope and licking it and putting a stamp on and sending it to you for the fine. No. The camera takes the picture, it all prints off, puts itself in an envelope and whisks itself off to you. £120, please. Thank you very much. And 3 points on your licence. It's all automatic. And it's not going to stop there. Millions of drivers will lose their jobs at some point because of automatic cars. Believe me, it's all going to be finishing. And I was thinking about this watching the television the other day. We already lost the in-vision continuity announcers on ITV. But the way Netflix works, Amazon Prime, YouTube, there are no announcers between the programmes, are there? That'd be a thing that goes, I reckon. Schedules on the television. I mean, it'd be a great shame because that's what I'm used to. I'm used to being, near the telly and at 6 o'clock a bloke comes on or a lady comes on with or without regional accent and says, you're watching BBC One, it's 6 o'clock, and time for the news with, I don't know, Jan Leeming or whoever is Hugh Edwards, it is, with Hugh Edwards. Okay, that voice, I think that will disappear at some point. Schedules will disappear and it'll all be like Netflix, so the BBC will release, I don't know, one episode of Doctor Who each week, and you'll go, oh, there it is, and we'll just watch that. And there won't be anyone telling you Doctor Who is about to start on your telly. Loads of jobs will be lost. And I think the whole talking thing, like on the radio, I think at some point there will probably, I bet there's one now. I bet there's a radio station that uses a computerised voice to play, to talk in between the records. I bet there is. All these jobs are going to go to robots, It's not far away at all. Just round the corner. Back to some of your messages there. Roy Brownlow, good morning to you. Pineapple, pen, pineapple. You like pineapples, don't you? Pineapples. I'm thinking of the song Coconut Woman, but it's not coconuts, is it? So it's not really. There we are. Morning to Michael Pullman, who says just watching Australia Decides for Eurovision tonight. Oh, is that on now, is it? Is that one on now? On Australian television. We had ours last night. Eurovision called You Decide or We Decide, something like that. It was on last night. And you remember we had a little listen to some of the songs. Well, there were only 3 songs. It's a bit of a weird format, really. They've changed the format. They had 3 songs, of which each song was sung differently. So you had like the ballad version and the dance version. And different people sung the ballad and the dance version. So you might have singer A singing that version, singer B singing that version. And then there were 6 artists all together singing different versions of the 2 songs. So there were only 3 songs. And I have to say, I thought the best out of the bunch was Freaks, sung by a boy called Jordan. That didn't win, I'm afraid. The format itself, well, I think it was a bit odd, really. I thought it was a bit odd the way they did it. But nevertheless, it was done like that. And then they had 3 judges. Well, they had the boy from JLS, Marvin. Then they had a woman in the middle who I don't recognise, don't know who that was, and then Rylan on the end, Eurovision fan. Okay? So not really judges with much musical stuff behind them. Even the boy from JLS, okay, he was in JLS and he's done this, that and the other. He ain't been around that long though, has he? In comparison to some people. You get Lulu on there or someone like that. So they made their comments. Rylan on the end? I mean, where does that come in? I just don't get it. So a bit of an odd format. And at the end, a boy who won. I think he might have won The Voice or something like that. But what a dreary old song. Absolutely no chance whatsoever in that getting anywhere. It was awful. I think his name might have been Michael. It might have been Michael. But the song is dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. There's no catchy chorus. And it sounds like a complete rip-off of that song from The Greatest Showman. La 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 la. That really dreary old song. Awful. And I want to put this kindly, okay? But I think you need a certain look to be on Eurovision as well. And he just doesn't have it. And then at the end, I haven't seen the whole show from beginning to end. I wanted to talk about it this morning. And indeed, if you want to comment on it as well, you can phone in this morning. The phone line's open. There it is. Okay. If you want to comment on the Eurovision thing, then feel free to give us a ring and we can talk about it this morning. But at the end, so he won, and then he did it again. Well, he was walking around on that stage, diva type. And I thought, no, absolutely not. You just look like some young kid who's just won something and he thinks he's something special. I thought it was awful, absolutely awful. So that's my thoughts on the Eurovision last night. We have a song. I can't even remember what it's called. I've heard it a couple of times now, and it's not stuck in my... That Freaks one is stuck in my head. La 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 la. We're freaks. Da da. That sticks in your head. Bouncy, catchy chorus. The one that won is just horrible. Don't like it. Absolutely don't like it at all. So what did you think about that? Michael says, yes, it's on live on Facebook now, the Australia You Decide thing. So if you want to watch that, after I finish the show, I don't know how long it's on for. What time's that finished, Michael? Perhaps I'll be able to catch the voting. So it's 10 o'clock here now. What is it, about 9 o'clock there at the moment? 8 or 9 o'clock, something like that? I know what time it is. Good morning to Weird City Citizen, who has found us. We are always here. Weird City Citizen, worry not. Okay, so there's a phone line open as well this morning if you want to call in. 0208144 3477. Now remember, that's different to the text number, okay? So the text number's on the left, the phone-in number's on the right. Phone-in number is 0208144 3477. It'd be nice to have a little bit of a chat if you want about Eurovision or indeed anything else this morning. Okay, my darlings. Good. That's everything on my little list. Everything. Look, I've completed my list of things to talk about today. Bye-bye. Hello to Julian. Good morning, Julian, who's in sunny Palmer. It's like spring here today. Look, sunny and warm at 19 degrees, 65 Fahrenheit. Weird. Just hope another cold snap stays well away. We were just talking about that, Julian, right at the beginning of the show today. The fact I've just looked ahead to the next 2 weeks. I mean, we're not as warm as you. But the next 2 weeks here in the UK, we're looking at 8, 9, 10 degrees. And we should be in the minuses now with loads of snow, this, that and the other. Global warming, unfortunately, it doesn't affect us all the same. I know Michael, who's in Australia, they have really suffered with some serious heat there this year. 45, 46, 47 degrees centigrade. That's uncomfortable. That's really uncomfortable. Okay, some news stories this morning. I don't know what you think about this. Now, Jacob Rees-Mogg, you either don't like him or you do like him. Well, in the Daily Express, this came out yesterday. There's a naked Brexit protester. Did you know that? A naked Brexit protester. Here we go. DJ's production. Look, someone says, see the sherry bottles, he's drunk. It's a lie. Oh, there you are. It's a lie. Look, I don't drink. I had a glass of champagne for my birthday on Tuesday. That was nice. You know, the expensive stuff, not the Audi stuff, the expensive stuff with the pink bottle. When my mate took us out for an afternoon tea, that was quite nice. Anyway, that says DJ's Productions. Good morning to you. Welcome along to the show, sir. Weird City Citizen says weather nice in Worthing. Was bright and sunny at 7 o'clock this morning. I mean, it really is. It's lovely. Lovely. Did you get your notification this morning, Weird City? Do let us know. Anyway, back to this story in the Express. There is a naked Brexit protester. I mean, what the hell's all that about? What is all that about? Naked. These people just want attention. That's all it is. Attention seekers, dear. Naked Brexit protester, Dr. Victoria Bateman, who is also a professor at Cambridge University. So remember that. She's a professor. She's teaching people, this woman. Invited Jacob Rees-Mogg to a naked debate while giving a nude interview on Radio 4's Today programme. How weird is that? She says, I invite Jacob Rees-Mogg to do a naked debate with me and we will see. We will get to the root of this issue. The issue being that Britain faces many, many problems right now, from housing to the NHS, but the European Union is not the cause of those problems. It goes on about the interview. Mr. Humphreys concluded the interview and chuckled. I think maybe I should make no comment on that. But she wants Jacob Rees-Mogg to do a naked interview. Now, what the hell is all that about? What could you do by taking all your clothes? I mean, you'd just be totally embarrassed. I would anyway. Why would anyone want to do an interview naked? It don't make sense, does it? Or perhaps you think differently. Would you like to see that? Jacob Rees-Mogg on the telly naked. I just want you to close your eyes for a moment and picture yourself, Jacob Rees-Mogg naked, and this woman from the University of whatever. That's not doing it for me, is it you? Why would you want to do a naked interview? Very, very strange and mysterious people on this planet these days. There is. Thank you. Okay, no notification this morning. Don't know why that was. All right, thank you. Ray Reynolds says, I was watching you and on BBC Breakfast, a little young podgy boy was on the TV. I wasn't going to say that, Ray. You've said that. You've said that, Ray, not me. A podgy boy was on the TV. He must be our Eurovision winner. He just doesn't look the part. Didn't even turn the sound up and continued watching you. No, I absolutely agree with you, Ray. I 100% agree with you. In the words of Louis Walsh, 100%. 100%, he says. Oh, there's that pin again that I'd stabbed myself with yesterday. I must chuck that away. He doesn't look the part. There is no glitter. And actually, I don't want it just to get personal or anything like that, but when the camera was zooming in on his last night, his makeup was covered on his face. He doesn't have that Eurovision look, I'm sorry. On the other hand, you could argue that the woman from Israel who won last year didn't have the look either. Dreadful song, but it won. I tell you what, I certainly won't be betting anymore on Eurovision because clearly I have no musical knowledge or anything whatsoever anymore. If a song like that one from Israel, you've got to say that. If that song from Israel last year won, then maybe there is hope for this lad to win this year. Awful. Dreary song. It's the sort of song, Ray, that DJ Chris would sing at the karaoke. Oh, dear. Dear me. Weird City Citizen says, you have regular time, so we don't need to rely on notifications. Well, they're sort of regular, aren't they? I mean, I don't say like 9:30 every morning, but usually it is. It would be better if I had a regular time every morning. I admit that. But I don't like to tie myself down. I'd rather leave someone else to do that for me. All right. Anyone else thoughts on those Eurovision songs last night? Did you like any of them? Just a bit. Look at me. That's when he won that song. It was striding across that stage. Oh wow, look at me, I've won. But there was no. Whereas last year, Suri. Oh, she was lovely, that woman last year. Suri, she came across as humble. We like it when people come across as humble, don't you think? When they're there giving it the big I am and, and believing it as well, then I think it's a big, big turn-off. Now, I play the character that does the big I am sometimes. That you do know that's a big send-up of myself, don't you? Some people don't realise it. You can see him sitting there. Who does he think he is? Well, he actually thinks that he's not particular. The truth is, he actually thinks he's not particularly good at the job he does, but he sends himself up. That's what I do. But there are people out there who think they are the bee's knees. I think, certainly when you're a young man, I think when you're a young man, you do walk around sometimes and think you're the bee's knees. I did. Oh, absolutely. I certainly did in my late 20s, early 30s. I thought I was the bee's knees. And I've spoken to other blokes like this, and they all say the same. Oh, yeah, we thought the same about ourselves. And then as you get older, you don't think that anymore. Honestly, you don't. You don't. I suppose it's all about confidence. I don't have a lot of confidence, believe. I know you think I do, but I don't. Sometimes I'm sitting here and I've got my list of things to talk about. I told you this before, and I've got a list of stories in front of me there, and the clock's ticking down. I thought, I don't know what to do. And around about 15 seconds to start, literally, when the globe comes on, at that point it kind of slips into place, and then we start, right? There was an incident the other morning, I think it was either yesterday or Wednesday morning, where I was sitting here, the clock was counting down, I'm looking at my stories, and I'm looking at my news stories, and I'm looking at my personal stories, and it's ticking down, and the globe's come on, okay, and it's come on at the bottom, and I don't know what to start with. Oh, God. Oh, no, look at the time. What shall I do? Shall I abandon? Shall I click stop? Because I can there's a button there that says stop. I just got to click that and everything goes off. I'm thinking, and the date disappeared. Camera came to me, and we just did it. Funny, isn't it? Isn't it funny? And yet you would go to like the BBC or somewhere like that. They know what's going to go in the shop an hour before, on the show an hour before. With all their scripts, this, that, and the other. Funny. Very strange and mysterious. Julian, my old mate in Australia, taught me taekwondo when I was sweet. Hey! I taekwondo! Fun! Fun! Is it a bit like kung fu? Aren't they all the same, those things? Kung fu, Taiwan, was it Taiwan-do? Taekwondo and Tai Chi and all that business. And they're all the same thing? Kung fu, dear. Why do you have all these stupid names? Just call it Kung Fu and be done with it. Can you cut a brick in half with your hand yet, Julian? Can you do that? My own mate in Australia taught me Taekwondo when I was sweet 16 from 49 years ago. Said they are going to bed, okay, so not daytime, going to bed in temperatures of 50 degrees centigrade. Oh, that's too much. He emigrated 47 years ago, and we found each other on Facebook by accident 2 weeks ago. Strange and mysterious. We like strange and mysterious. DJ Productions wants to know, has Barry Manilow been run over by a car on the calendar? You are naughty. Looks like we made it. We love Barry. Don't cuss out Barry. I bet you don't play Barry Manilow in your sets, do you, DJ? I'm sure you don't. Good morning to JP joining us a little bit late this morning. Morning, JP. No notifications for people this morning, apparently. Don't know why. I don't do anything differently. It's just how it is, unfortunately. Now, listen. Are you getting ready for Valentine's? Are you ready for Valentine's? Love is a man. I don't suppose I'll get a single card. Do you know, it's years since I got a card or a flower or a box. Please don't buy boxes of chocolates. Like someone kindly gave me last night, a lovely Alex Burrows gave me a lovely box of chocolates last night as a belated birthday present. A little rose in the bag as well. Look like they come from Selfridges. Dairy milk chocolates. And I got them in the car on the way home. Guess what? Do I need to say any more? I opened them in the car on the way home. I had a whole tray of chocolates last night on the way home. I cannot have chocolates or biscuits or cakes anywhere near me. The whole lot go. It's very, very bad. I have to ask people, thank you very much, please don't buy me chocolate. And lovely, lovely, kind-hearted people used to bring in bars of chocolate and stuff when I was while I'm karaokeing at Central Station. And I had to say, look, it was Mary. Mary was the biggest offender. Non-Irish Mary from Ireland. She'd go out and kind-hearted though she was, bring me the biggest bar of chocolate she could find. And she was doing it twice a week. And it's gone. I can't just I haven't got the willpower to take a little bit off the corner. And no, I have to hold the whole thing. So I mustn't have chocolate in that. But I had a whole tray of chocolates last night. Isn't that awful? Weird City Citizen, you ate the lot. Those old dears at the pool will suffer the brunt of that. They will. They will. I'll have to go extra fast today. I didn't go swimming yesterday. Anyway, back to Valentine's. Now, girls and some of the boys, I know you like wearing lacy knickers, don't you? Eh? I bet you've got really tiny knickers, some of you, made out of net curtains almost. Well, be careful if you're going to take those on holiday. There are some countries that don't like you having lacy knickers. In this morning's Daily Star, there's a paper we don't often delve into. It says, it might be Valentine's Day next week, but you won't be allowed to wear lacy underwear in these countries. Look at this. They are banned, it says. The story in the Star says, visiting a new country is always fun, but it's always important to understand the rules and regulations before jetting off. This is because certain parts of the world forbid you from bringing certain items in your luggage. Of course, I would imagine that every single country in the world bans you from taking weapons and drugs. I would guess that. But there are other things. It says, in fact, something quite precise like lacy knickers. Oh, let me just check. No, haven't got mine on this morning. Have you got lacy knickers on this morning? In fact, something quite precise like lacy knickers are banned in one particular part of the world. Do you know where? Okay, well, since 2014, so this is not an old rule, this is recent. Since 2014, underwear made from synthetic lace, that's less than 6% cotton, can no longer be imported into, manufactured by, or sold within the Russian Eurasian Customs Union, which includes Russia, Belarus, and Kazakhstan. Most luxury lingerie is made of materials with less than 4% cotton, and thus are no longer allowed in these countries. I mean, I don't know how many people are considering taking their loved ones for Valentine's Day to Russia. I mean, if you take your lacy, might be a bit cold to wear lacy knickers there. Russian officials contended that lacy lingerie doesn't allow the skin to breathe properly, won't absorb moisture, be leaking all over the place, ladies, and therefore could cause women to have skin problems. So that's interesting, isn't it? That's really interesting. So don't take them to Russia. It says many female residents of Russia, Belarus and Kazakhstan took to the streets to express their dissatisfaction at the time of the law's implementation. So interesting. So if you are going away, taking a loved one perhaps for naughties and things like that to Russia, beware. No lacy lingerie. I mean, I suppose you could make your own, couldn't you, really? You could pack, in your case, a net curtain, couldn't you? And a pair of scissors. And a needle and thread and make your own lingerie while you're sitting there. Dear me. Shocking, absolutely shocking. Let's have a look there. John Parrish, we're off to stay in a volcano Tuesday and Wednesday. What are you? In a volcano, dear? What if it erupts? Oh, do be careful, JP. We can't afford to lose listeners here on the show. John's off to stay in a volcano Tuesday and Wednesday to celebrate as we first met on the 14th of February, 15 years ago. A place called Tagatai. Google it. Show some interest. What have I got to show interest in, John? Your life. Why would I show interest in your life, John? We're here for an hour a day. That's about it. I haven't got time to pick up the phone and look at people's private lives. I will look, though, I think. Let's have a look. I'm going to look it up now. Tagatai. Tagatai. Right, you said Google it, so Tagatai. Tagatai. Tagaytay. Okay, it's a mountain. I got that. City in the Philippines. A popular town, holiday town south of Manila on the Philippine islands, Luzon, known for its mild climate. Let's have a look there. Oh, it does look very beautiful. Isn't that funny? You've got those blocks of flats, isn't it? It's like blocks of flats in the middle of all that beautiful countryside. Oh, just imagine the view from one of those, John. Are you staying in one of those? Is that whole thing a volcano? I'm looking at the picture and trying to work it out myself. But that looks like a holiday resort. Oh, it looks fantastic there, John. I'm jealous. I'm jealous. It looks absolutely beautiful. So there we are. I shall tweet that. Hang on a minute. Tagaytay. Let me tweet those pictures. There it is. If that's going to work. My tweeting Twitterer is Chris Reardon UK. So twitter.com/Chris Reardon UK. Right, hang on a minute. Paste that there. Tweet. Has that worked? Oh, excuse me. Hiccups. There it is. Tagaytay. So just click on that. Go to my Twitter. Twitter.com/Chris Reardon UK. And I've tweeted where John JP is going. And that looks absolutely beautiful, John. Now, you have a lovely time there. When you're going on the 14th, beautiful. You imagine being at the top of one of those blocks of flats and seeing the view from there. John says it's a volcano inside a volcano. 5-star. Oh, 5-star hotel. Get him. Dear me. Shocking, isn't it? Beautiful place that you're looking for. And so different. Sometimes you go through London. We have a lot of building going on at the moment. All these posh pussy flats in London. And they literally look at you. You get like, anywhere in these posh flats, 400, 500,000 pounds. And you look out onto a road. Or the A40. That is the view. The A40. Awful. Or the back of someone else's flat. I can't imagine living in the middle of London in one of those posh flats overlooking another flat. Horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. So beautiful there. Thank you, John, for those pictures. Good morning to Dean Spires. Morning, Dean. Long time no speak. How lovely to see your little face popping up on there, dear. Another night of indulgence, I'm sure, for you, Dean. Yes. Every weekend he's out lagering up. All right, we go tonight. Come down Clapham. Let's go Clapham. I'll go tonight. That's Dean. Good morning, Dean. And John says I'm not the only one who's posh. I'm not posh, John. I'm not posh. It's the character I portray, dear. Posh people don't shop in... Well, I do, actually. Posh people do shop in Aldi. I've seen them in there. They come in there with their Waitrose bags, honestly. In Audi. Good morning to Peter Lake. Good morning, Peter, who says, how was the karaoke last night? Fantastic night, the karaoke last night. Really good last night. It says it's very windy in Woodall Spa. 2 trees blown down. Oh, really? 2 trees have been blown down in Woodall Spa. We got a big branch outside my front door, which must have come down yesterday afternoon at some point. So, yeah, it's also very windy here as well, actually, Peter. Love to your mum, okay? Saudi Arabia. No, that was Russia, that story with the lace knickers. I reckon those sold it. Saudis are naughty men, they are there, dear. God knows what they get up to over there. Oh, you don't criticise them, though, that you have your head cut off. You do. You have your head cut off if you're a bad person in Saudi. Mind you, there's no crime there. If you want to go somewhere where there's no crime and you're a good person, like me, ding, halo appears above head. If you're a good person, then go to Saudi Arabia, no crime. Because if you get caught done crime there, they cut your head off or your arm or pluck an eye out or something like that. Publicly. Publicly, dear. Good morning to Joyce. Morning, Joyce Ridgely, who's in icy Bellevue. Oh, cold there. We're doing all right for the weather here at the moment. John, tea and scones. Best tea. We like tea and scones, thank you. John lived in Saudi for 5 years. Doesn't appeal to me at all. Oh, just a moment, please. That's my mate. He says he's just in the shower. The cat's been sick all over him. Oh dear. Oh, you know, he's got a very sick. Well, I say it's a very sick cat. He had a brain tumour which was cut off him, at enormous expense to my mate and his other half, and he's recovering. Although it's taken a long time there, unfortunately. Good. All righty. How are we doing on time? Yeah. Oh, I haven't had my meds yet. I better go and have my pills actually this morning. Okay, let's just do today's birthdays. Who have we got today? Mr. James Dean. Good morning to James Dean. He probably won't watch this. James is someone, well, I still just about class him as a friend. Doesn't return phone calls ever. Never answers the phone and doesn't return the phone calls back. So I'm going to give you another couple of weeks, James, to return calls. Otherwise, I should be deleting you from my Facebook. So there. James is another big Eurovision fan. And he runs a little radio station up in Tameside Radio, which is sort of Manchester way. Good morning, James. Happy birthday to you all. 44 today. And isn't it funny, you're 44 and yet you look so much more older than me. Why is that, lovey? Why is that? Good morning, James. Happy birthday. Iain Kroll. Good morning, Iain. All right, long time no see. Happy birthday to you. Sandy Clifford is 60 years old. Happy birthday, Sandy. All right, my darling. And David R. Bone, it's his birthday as well. Is that everyone there? We got Vicky Dean, Fanny Gorgon, but that's drag names of Mr. James Dean. So there we are. Happy birthday to your boys and girls. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. There's a new version. New version is sung by me this morning of Happy Birthday to You. Okay, Michelle. Morning, Michelle. Oh, you're with us right at the end of the show. The delightful Michelle. She owns Waitrose. Michelle owns Waitrose. She's with us this morning as well. Okay, I'm out of here then. Thanks ever so much for joining us on the show this morning, boys and girls. Hopefully with you again at some point tomorrow. Always have those little notifications set. And if you're watching on YouTube, or whether or not you're on YouTube, click the little subscribe button there and add to the numbers. We're desperately trying to get to 1,000. I think it's at about 700. What is it at now? Do you want me to have a look? I can't remember what it was. A lot of people, there are Facebook groups, I must tell you, YouTube Facebook groups who do sub for sub. Now, what is sub for sub? That is where YouTubers agree that if you subscribe to their show, they will subscribe to yours, just to get the numbers up. And that's the only reason why. And I don't... I'm not keen on that. I mean, if you like what someone does, then yeah, subscribe to it. But not just for the sake of it. I mean, what's the point of that? I just don't see the point of that. Do you know what I mean? Why subscribe to something just for the sake of getting the numbers up? No, you've got to like it, haven't you? So I'm trying to get to 1,000 at the moment. I'm at 704 at the moment. And it's taken that about 12 years to get to that. So hang on a minute. Let's see that. 704 divided by 12 years. Wait, let's work this out. How much longer is this going to take? 700. I expect a lot of the counts have been deleted now anyway. 704 divided by 12 years. Around about 12 years, isn't it? So that's 58. That's 50. No chance. That's about 51. So it's about another 6 years that I should get to 1,000. There you go. John says some YouTubers make enough money to live here on that. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. My brother-in-law makes a lot of money now. Well, not massive amount, but a good wage. He makes a good wage on his videos. But then he's giving people, he found something that works. And that's what he does. Yeah? There's a little kid, Japan or China, I think it is. I can't remember where. But all he does is open boxes, toys. He opens and plays with it. That's it. Millions of views. Millions. All he does is open a box and plays with the toy for 5 minutes. That's it. There's a family in California who have got the most beautiful house. And I said to my brother-in-law, I think it was brother-in-law, or it might be my nephew. Can't remember. I said, wow, look at that house. And they've got that house through doing YouTube videos. Amazing. And what do? Okay, well, they're all good looking. You know, young father, young wife. Actually, I think the wife's slightly older, if I remember rightly. And she's got a toy boy. She's got a toy boy dear. Oh, we all want one of those. So we got that. And two good-looking children. Are they both boys? Or boy and girl? Can't remember anyway. But two good-looking children. And they're just their trap. What they have for breakfast. Okay, them going to school, going for a day out, say somewhere like Disney. And that's it. Millions of views. Me? 40. But you've got to find what works. This clearly doesn't work. But it doesn't matter because to me, I'm okay with money. I don't need to be making money. Therefore, I come and do exactly what I want. That's it. I just talk. I just talk for a little while and hopefully sometimes it might, become someone's friend at the other end, if you see what I mean. Like radio used to be like that. It's not anymore, I'm afraid. It's a bit like in your face now. But yeah, I just come and talk. But you could possibly find something. And then I think a lot of it's luck as well. You know, if someone suddenly likes that thing that you're doing, bang, your subscribers shoot up. It's shared all over the place. YouTube pick it up. They put it on the front thing there. And you're made. That's it. How'd you get to that point? I think there's an awful lot of luck involved as well. I really do. But that's how it is, okay? That's how it is. John and Sherry in the Philippines on YouTube. I'd like to say, are you going to do your own one? Del Boy Lawnmower, yeah? Weird City Citizen, give some of those box watchers some quality entertainment for once. All right, hello to Salim, joining us at the end of the show there as well. Good morning to you, Salim. That's it for the show today. Thanks very much for joining us on this Saturday morning. As I say, hopefully see you again at some point tomorrow. Enjoy your Saturday. Bye-bye now.